Hi, I'm Will Fendon from the Fendon Properties team. Well, this time of year, a lot of people are thinking about selling their homes, and there's one question that I get more than any other question from sellers, and that is, what should you do to get your home ready for the market? Now, in this video that you're about to see, we're going to use a home that we just sold for full price to illustrate our approach. It's never a one-size-fits-all strategy. Every home is different. Every seller's circumstances are different. But in this case, when I met with the seller and I walked the property inside and out, I realized quickly that there were a number of things that needed to be done to get this home into showroom condition. The seller had been living outside of the area for several years, and a tenant had banged up this home pretty badly. The tenant also had not cared for the yard at all. So working from the outside in, here's what we did. Okay, starting on the outside, we connected our client with some of our trusted contractors that we work with year round. Number one, we cleaned the roof, we cleaned the gutters, and then we did a massive yard cleanup. There must have been a foot of leaves covering the side and the backyard. And when they were all removed, we realized there was beautiful landscaping underneath all of those leaves and debris that really enhanced the house. That became a selling feature when we actually got onto the market, but there was other work that needed to be done. The stairs and a small deck off of the breakfast nook on the back side of the house also needed to be rebuilt. That was redone quickly and beautifully, and all of that made the exterior of the house shine a lot more than when I first saw it. Inside the house, our seller had a lot of questions about how much of her furnishings and artwork could remain when he put the home on the market. Now, she had some really beautiful things, but the house didn't feel cohesive all the way through because remember, she had had a renter living there. In addition to that, one of her sons was storing some things in the home as well. So as a team, we decided that we would empty the house and move all of those furnishings and other items into the garage. We staged them all into the garage and organized them very neatly out there. And once the house was empty, we did a series of things very quickly. We had our contracting team come in, and first of all, they were able to do some touch-up work on the cabinetry. Rather than refinishing cabinetry, they were able to touch up the cabinets throughout the house where they had been nicked up and they were showing their age. They were able to polish the Brazilian cherry floors. Rather than refinish them, they were able to polish them so they looked brand new. We changed some light fixtures in the entryway, in the dining room, in the breakfast nook. We also did some interior painting. Not the whole house. We were trying to manage the budget, but there were some rooms that needed to be quieted down because they still had what I like to think of as those old Starbucks colors that were so popular at one time, like the Chinese red and the moss green and a kind of butter yellow. We quieted all of that down. We were able to neutralize it. And then, with a lot of other spit and polish and brand new carpet, the house was ready for professional staging. After it was staged, we took professional photos, we made a custom walkthrough video, and we put it on the market. We had huge interest right out of the gate, and the house sold in one day for full price because of how great it looked. It made a huge impact. Single level homes are hard to find in our market, and there was immense interest right out of the gate, and our seller was very happy with the outcome. But that's not the end of the story. After the home went under contract, we still had to get through the inspection phase of the process and any additional negotiations that would be necessary to come to a resolution around repair issues. Now, in the offer that was accepted initially, the buyer said that they wouldn't ask the seller to make any repairs whatsoever, and they didn't. But what they did ask for was almost a $40,000 credit from the seller in lieu of repairs. Now, that was 100% unacceptable, and I was able to negotiate that down by about 75%. My seller did agree to make a concession in the end for two things. She made a small concession toward the roof, which was somewhat close to the end of its life, and she also agreed to provide a home warranty because some of the mechanical systems in this home, while they're still working well, they're also closer to the end of their service lives. She was very satisfied with those concessions. The buyers were happy, and we proceeded to closing. Okay, to sum up, This story answers the question that I get over and over again this time of year, which is, how much should you do to get your home ready for the market? The things that I see yielding the highest ROI year after year are these: interior and exterior painting, changing out carpet if necessary, changing out simple light fixtures from brass and glass, for example, to newer styles makes a huge difference. Cleaning up the yard extensively, including things like bark dusting and power washing if necessary, and professional staging. I just can't overemphasize the impact of professional staging on the professional photos that we take and the custom home tour videos that we make. It's dramatic, and it leads to a substantially higher price every time. If you'd ever like to have an exploratory conversation with me about selling your home, please feel free to reach out. Thanks.